for 8 months and halfway through our lapis blue Subaru Impreza's 40,000 mile marathon. The Impreza's low beltline and generous sightlines tend to compensate for the car's low stance. Brake feel is good, if a little aggressive at first hit, and the steering is also appropriately weighted and accurate, with excellent on-center feel. The car is, however, no portrait of liveliness, also drawing favorable comments. The Impreza's adaptive cruise control is subtle but vigilant, closely matching what would have been the driver's own reactions. When this hatchback's rear seats are flattened, the cargo bay is beyond generous. Items 60 inches long, even a little north of that, will slide into the Impreza's maw. Outdoorsmen intending to sleep back there will be disappointed. But if you bend your knees you could pull it off for an uncomfortable night or two. Well, one would be better. The ride-handling trade-off shows evidence of conscientious engineers at work, with the car remaining flat and composed in all but the most spirited driving. There is a level of impact harshness, however, that borders on flinty, likely the result of those low-profile tires that look like rubber bands wrapped around thimbles. On the topic of ride, most logbook comments lean toward the favorable, but it varies with the quality of road surfaces. Moreover, the front tires can wander distractedly when road surfaces become, shall we say, scrofulous. Buyer's Guide Senior Editor Rich Sepos summarized, "It feels like a lot of the lessons learned from making the WRX have filtered down to the civilian models." He's right. But that doesn't mean this Impreza is a joyful lark of sportiness. It isn't, especially as the fun-to-drive quotient tumbles further and further down the list of consumer priorities. Subaru noticed. The Impreza is more utile than frolicsome. Subaru has dialed in a level of throttle tip-in that can be abrupt, lending the car a faux sporty feel in stop-and-go traffic, and it takes some practice to compensate for it. Of course, if you dig deeply in the throttle, you will discover there's nobody home. Notes in the logbook regularly echo a sentiment similar to this: with 50 extra horses, it would go as well as its appearance suggests. Some editors reckoned 20 extra horsepower would suffice, but no one has been satisfied with the 152 horsepower status quo. Subaru claims this car's ground clearance is 5.1 inches, but it sure looks less than that, especially on the P225/40R18 Yokohama Avid S34S. Remember, all-wheel drive is useful, but when snow accumulates steep enough to drag across a majority of the floor pan, the cessation of forward motion is often nigh, which, of course, is an argument in favor of the Impreza's sibling, the Crosstrek. While we're picking nits, forget this car's $464 auto-dimming mirror package. Way overpriced. Our Compass is in Lafayette, Indiana. Really that dear?